हेलो स्टूडेंट्स। आज हम वापस वही अपना टॉपिक कंटिन्यू करेंगे जिसमें हम देख रहे हैं कि रिटायरमेंट बेनिफिट्स किस तरीके से कैलकुलेट होते हैं। कल वाली क्लास में हमने देखा था लीव एनकैशमेंट और अगर उसको कंपनसेशन मिलता है वॉलंटरी रिटायरमेंट पे, उससे उसकी टैक्सेबल सैलरी में क्या इम्पैक्ट पड़ता है। आज हम देखेंगे प्रोविडेंट फंड और ग्रॉस सैलरी में से दी जाने वाली डिडक्शंस। प्रोविडेंट फंड एक बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट बेनिफिट होता है हर एम्प्लॉय के लिए, क्योंकि ये एम्प्लॉयर के लिए मैंडेटरी होता है कि उसको अपने एम्प्लॉयज़ का प्रोविडेंट फंड अकाउंट खोलना है। तो प्रोविडेंट फंड अकाउंट खोलना एम्प्लॉय के लिए बहुत ज़्यादा फायदे की चीज़ होती है। प्रोविडेंट फंड पहले हम समझें क्या है। प्रोविडेंट फंड हिंदी में इसको हम कहते हैं भविष्य निधि। हिंदी के वर्ड मीनिंग से हमें ज़्यादा अच्छे से समझ में आ रहा है कि भविष्य में जो उसको निधि माने फंड्स मिलने वाले हैं उसको हम कहते हैं प्रोविडेंट फंड। तो ये जो प्रोविडेंट फंड होता है ये क्या होता है, जब एम्प्लॉयमेंट शुरू होता है तब से इसका क्रिएशन शुरू होता है। इट इज क्रिएटेड ड्यूरिंग द सर्विस पीरियड एंड द लम्प सम अमाउंट which is accumulated in this provident fund account is received at the time of retirement. So we have to see both the points. First we'll see how it is created. Uh, it is created by employer's contribution, then employee's own contribution, and the rule is that whatever amount is deposited in provident fund account should be kept in any government funds, government securities, etc. So when anything is invested, there is income of interest. So interest on both own contribution and employer's contribution is received. So this accumulated amount, see gradually it become a huge amount. हम सुनते हैं ना रिटायरमेंट पे किसी को बहुत सारा पैसा मिला, तो वो बहुत सारे पैसे में एक मेजर चंक प्रोविडेंट फंड का होता है। इस तरीके से धीरे धीरे इकट्ठा होता रहता है। जितनी लंबी लेंथ होती है सर्विस की उतना ज़्यादा अमाउंट होता है। प्रोविडेंट फंड अकाउंट हम कह रहे हैं गवर्नमेंट के पास खुलता है, एम्प्लॉय के नाम से खुलता है, लेकिन उसको मैनेज करने का राइट एम्प्लॉय को नहीं होता, उसका एम्प्लॉयर मैनेज करेगा। एम्प्लॉयर क्या करेगा, एम्प्लॉय की सैलरी में से उसका कंट्रीब्यूशन काट लेगा। मान लीजिए उसकी सैलरी है 40,000 और उसका पर मंथ का कंट्रीब्यूशन है 3,000 रुपये का, तो एम्प्लॉयर क्या करेगा, 40 में से 3,000 तो काट लेगा, 37 उसको पे करेगा और वो 3,000 एम्प्लॉयज ओन कंट्रीब्यूशन करते हुए प्रोविडेंट फंड में डिपॉजिट करेगा। उसी तरीके से मान लो खुद का भी इक्वल कंट्रीब्यूशन है, तो 3,000 वो जो उसको सैलरी अलाउंसेस दे रहा है उसके अलावा 3,000 डिपॉजिट कर रहा है। तो हर महीने 6,000 जो हमने एग्जाम्पल लिया उसमें ऐसे करते हुए ज़्यादा अमाउंट हो जाता है और उस पर इंटरेस्ट मिलता रहता है और एक्यूमुलेटेड अमाउंट ज़्यादा हो जाता है। प्रोविडेंट फंड के हम टैक्सेबल रूल्स देखेंगे, उससे पहले हमें ये जानना होगा प्रोविडेंट फंड के टाइप्स क्या हैं, क्योंकि जो रूल्स हैं वो इन टाइप्स ऑफ प्रोविडेंट फंड पे अलग अलग हैं। वी कैन फाइंड 3 काइंड ऑफ प्रोविडेंट फंड अकाउंट्स। फर्स्ट इज स्टैट्यूटरी प्रोविडेंट फंड अकाउंट. This is meant for all government employees. If someone is said member of statutory provident fund, it means the assessee is government employee. Then other than government employee, if the provident fund account is certified by income tax commissioner, then that provident fund account will be known as recognized provident fund. And if the same account is unrecognized, not recognized, then it is known as unrecognized provident fund account. So we have 3 kind of funds: statutory, recognized and unrecognized. Now we'll see how does creation of provident fund account impact on taxable salary of assessee. So during service period when the fund is created, we know that it is created by 3 ways. Now we have to see how much benefit in creation does affect the taxable salary of assessee. So first thing is employer contributes some amount in employees provident fund account. Now that employer's contribution will be completely tax free if there is a government employee or assessee is member of statutory provident fund account. If assessee's provident fund account is recognized by income tax commissioner, then whatever is will be the employer's contribution, out of which 12% of salary, till 12% of salary it will be tax free and excess will be taxable. Then in case of unrecognized provident fund account, again at the time of creation whole amount is tax free. Now here salary means basic salary, dearness allowance if under service terms, commission if variable. Now it is created by employer's contribution and employee's own contribution. Now employee's own contribution is always made out of taxable salary. See, like right now we have discussed that he is getting 40,000 salary and employer is cutting his employee's contribution 3,000 and giving him 37,000 salary. Now 37,000 is the net salary and we say always gross salary is taxable. So the 3,000, the contribution which employee has made in provident fund account is already taxed. So the contribution will be tax free in any case of provident fund account. Then interest on both. So in case of government employee, again whatever amount credited during the previous year in provident fund account will be tax free. Nothing will be taxed. Then in case of recognized provident fund account, whatever amount as interest is credited, out of which interest till the rate of 9%, 9.5% will be tax free. Excess will be taxable. Suppose we have been told that assessee is a member of recognized provident fund account and he got interest credited in his PF account is 11,000 for the previous year at the rate of 11%. Now we are not bothered about how much sum accumulated there. We have been told that he got 11,000 credited interest and rate is 11%. Now we know rules are saying that up to 9% is tax free. So 11 minus 9.5, it is 1.5. So only the interest which is by the rate of 1.5 will be taxable. So how do we calculate? 11,000 is 11%. So how much will be 1.5%? That will be 1,500. Then in case of unrecognized provident fund account, at the time of creation, whatever interest credited, entire amount is tax free. Now we are coming at the time of retirement. What happened? At the time of retirement, a lump sum amount is received by the assessee. Now again, it depends upon the types of provident fund in which assessee is member, that how much amount will be taxable. So if the assessee is a member of statutory provident fund account, or we'll say assessee is a government employee, whole amount will be tax free. So in case of government employee, regarding provident fund account, nothing is taxed during the service period as well as at the time of retirement. Now in case of recognized provident fund account, what we did, partially we taxed if the employer's contribution is more than 12%, if the interest credited by the rate more than 9.5%, then whatever is the excess will be taxable. So at the time of retirement, whatever lump sum amount received from recognized provident fund account will also be tax free, unless there should be minimum balance of 5 years. It means assessee की नौकरी वहां पे 5 साल से ज्यादा होनी चाहिए. Now we are coming for the persons whose provident fund is not recognized. They are known as unrecognized provident fund account. So what we do, lump sum amount received from unrecognized provident fund account will be segregated. We know in this total lump sum amount, a part is own contribution of employee, a part is employer's contribution. Then we got interest on both. It means interest on own contribution and interest on employer's contribution. Now, own contribution, we know it is made out of tax salary, so it will be tax free, completely tax free. Employer's contribution, whole amount will be taxable. Interest on own contribution, under salary, this will be tax free, but it will be taxable under the head of income from other sources. Then interest on employer's contribution, whole amount will be taxable. There is an illustration that we will discuss in next class. Here comes deductions. So see, deductions means from gross salary how much deduction an assessee can get. So there is a fixed standard deduction. It cannot be more than 50,000. So the deduction amount will be taxable income from salary or rupees 50,000, whichever is less. Then we allow deduction for entertainment allowance. This deduction is allowed only to the government employees who are getting entertainment allowance. And the rate of deduction is either the entertainment allowance, 20% of basic pay, or rupees 5,000, whichever is less. Then the third deduction will be deduction for employment tax. It means how much amount employee has paid as employment tax during the previous year will be allowed as deduction. So these are the rules. Now we will discuss an illustration regarding the explanation of provident fund calculation. So that we will do afterwards. Thank you, girls.